go live, Facebook. Come on, go live. So, thank y'all for joining tonight. We are going to close out our self love series. How befitting for us to tackle that this month in February. It's the month of love, it's the month of heart health, it's the month of Black history celebrations of people who have endured through really our own capacity to self love. And so I definitely know that this is a great way to close out this series. I know we have a couple more days left in February, but the next time we see each other for Girl Talk, it will be it'll be March. Can you believe it? This year is going by so fast. So here's what we're going to do. 28 days, 28 ways to show yourself some real self love, some real self love. So, for those of you who know or don't know, I'm Dr. Jada, your weight loss and wellness expert. I'm a physician, life coach, personal success coach, entrepreneur, and best-selling author. I help high achieving and results-driven women and men not only weigh less, but further your personal success through my medical weight loss center, my medical weight loss and wellness center, my signature coaching platform, my online content, of course, my book, Girl Get Ready to Lose the Damn Weight. What I love about this opportunity tonight is that we're going to pull all those things in together. We're going to pull in the mind, the body, the spirit, the soul, the emotions, the environment, all of those things that really speak to our capacity to self-love. So love is one of those topics, though. It's always so ubiquitous, because how do you really define love? How do you really, really, really define love? So whether we're going to define love in the sense that it resonates with each and every person, that's not really the goal tonight. Tonight, I want to share some ways that we show ourselves love. And these are going to resonate with you because, hey, everybody, thanks for joining. This is going to resonate with you because these are often the ways that we show others love. Right? So sometimes it's really, it's not so much us having to say we love someone, we show them that we love them. And sometimes that's through the things we do. Sometimes it's through the things that we say, the words that we give. Sometimes it's through our presence, our energy. So all of those things are actually going to probably resonate with you, and it's going to come for a full circle, because not only are we talking about the depth or the concept of love, but how do we show ourselves? How do you show yourself? Show yourself, show and prove. How do you show and prove you love yourself regularly? Okay. So number one, y'all know I'm gonna have to go with the physical. I'm gonna start out with that, is to feed your body healthy, nourishing, energizing, and high functioning foods. That's a practice. That is a self-love practice. Why is that? Because when you provide those high functioning, energizing, nourishing, high functioning foods, that's saying to your body, your physical person, I got you. I know what you need, and I'm going to give it to you, baby. Because I want you to feel well. I want you to be able to execute well. I don't want you dragging, sagging, having to sit this one out or have low energy. I don't want you up all night, boo. I love you. And it's the same thing you would say to your children. It's the same thing you would say to your parents. It's the same thing you would say to your spouse. You need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself. Self-care is a form of self-love, and it starts by how you nourish your body. You put good stuff in, you're going to get some good stuff out. You put not so good stuff in, that's how it goes. The other thing is to move your body every day as a gesture of kindness, as a gesture of love, and as a gesture of value. Your body is designed to move, and it has those requirements. Those requirements, those needs. You know how, like a newborn baby, they require you to feed them, and you want to feed them the best. You go and you buy purified water, and you take care of, buy organic things. It's like the things that you would do for someone else that you love, do it for yourself. Show yourself that love by moving your body. Is so important. It's so critical. And it is a token or a gesture of value. I value you enough to make sure that you function well, to make sure that you have what you need, to make sure that you're able to do the things that you enjoy. And that comes through practice. The other thing is spend quiet, still, quality time with yourself. Okay. Because what do you get to do during that time? You get to recharge. All too often, we are running on fumes, running ourselves ragged, trying to keep up with some things that we just can't keep up with, but nonetheless, we exhaust ourselves. And so when we get a moment, it's not really high quality time. You should be rested when you do spend time with yourself. I mean, it's the same way if you were going on a date with somebody and you're going to be nice and pretty and clean and smelling good and all those things. Be that stuff for yourself first. Be that stuff for yourself first. So spending quiet and still quality time allows you to not only recharge, but it allows you to recalibrate and to really take an inventory of for yourself, and to be able to just really love on yourself and be attentive and present. Sometimes that's when you get messages, physical messages. Sometimes that's when you get downloads of things that you were trying to figure out, and you can just like that get the answer because you've taken the time to be quiet and be still and to have quality time. Quality time. This is not the time where you're ruminating over decisions. This is not the time when looking at woe is me. This is what I don't have, wish I had, could have had, should have had, all of those things. Not that. That's not quality. It's the same attentiveness that you would be with someone that you care deeply about. Spend that type of time with yourself. Now, speaking of, speak to yourself with kindness and with respect. We have to really, really, really get this one. Ditch that negative self-talk. When you hear that negative self-talk, here's a tip. This is how you know it's negative self-talk. It's because it does not have kindness and it does not speak with respect. Just imagine if your thoughts, the words that you are thinking or saying to yourself, would you say them to someone else in this situation or in this circumstance? Would you want somebody to say it to you? So don't say things to yourself that you wouldn't appreciate if someone else said it to you. Don't. So that's how you know. Kind, respectful conversation is really good, spiritually energizing communication or self-talk. If it's judgmental, if it's fearful, if it's negative, if it's condescending, if it's unkind, if all of those things, those are ego. Those are ego, and those are patterns and flashbacks, and it's past traumas that start getting the mic and start telling you, you shouldn't have done that. Girl, you ain't got enough to be able to do. What are you thinking? Are you kidding me? You would never get that opportunity. You're just not good enough. Not good. When you start hearing all that stuff, then come on. You know that is not you talking to yourself with kindness and respect. So always listen to the conversation, especially when you start feeling kind of low. Start thinking about, what am I saying to myself? Look, we got somebody on tonight that's going to come on in and tell us about some self-love. Come on in. Now the queen is here. Come on, Dr. Heavenly. Girl, you look good. I see. Look, I'm doing great. Tonight we're talking about self-love, things that we do to show ourselves that we love ourselves. So we're talking about 28 things. So far we talked about how you feed your body, how you move your body, how you talk to yourself. What's some things that you do to show yourself some self-love? What are some things, how do you roll in that area of self-love? Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. So you are physically kind to your body. You hugging, and what else you doing? What other kind of touching? Nah. Okay, okay. What you do? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, that's a good one. That's a good one. And I categorize that, and that's one I talk about. It's just to show yourself some grace. Like, look, if this ain't something that I can fix right now, or I can fix in the near future, I agree with you. Some grace. Hey, I'm passing that on. So when you can't control it, what do you do? Absolutely. That's a good one because I definitely have that one on the list. Pray for yourself. We tend to get in a habit of praying for others. We're praying for our kids, we're praying for our spouse, we're praying for our co-workers, we're praying for our employees, we're praying for world peace, we're praying for leadership. But how often do we really just pray for ourselves? I feel like that is a sign of self-love. The people you care about, and it should parallel the things you would do for someone else. You need to be able to do it double time for yourself, right? What they say. Hmm. Hmm. Definitely. I definitely say really, really invest in yourself too. That's another really big one. Invest in yourself. And sometimes it's those things that you said, you dress nice, buy yourself something nice, care for yourself in certain ways that make you feel good. But investing in your intelligence, investing in your personal development, investing in your self growth, investing in yourself in ways that there's a return on this. I mean, because let's face it, we get our nails done, we got to go back in a week or two. We get our hair done, we got to go back. But what are you doing to really fortify yourself so that there's something to build on? It's like strengthening your self foundation. What do you think? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's prioritizing yourself too. So you're knocking these out. We putting some meat to this. Prioritizing yourself. That's the permission to say, hey, I I know there are a lot of things going on, and there are probably a lot of things that need me to tend to them, a lot of things I should be doing. But I'm gonna time out. I'm gonna take a break and I'm gonna do something for myself that fills me up, that fortifies me, because I want to feel like I'm contributing to myself and not just always to everything else around me. You know what? I have another one on my list. We knocked out meditate specifically for clarity, guidance, and truth. I think those are really important. What about though your inner circle? That's one thing that I have. Be mindful of who's in your inner circle. Keep it small and keep it positive. That's what I have as a virtue of self-love. What are your thoughts on that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's interesting you say that because the and your answer is you said why you don't have a lot of friends. You say people will ask you that, and then you say what? that you hit the nail on the head. That's one of the other ones. We're knocking these out. We're knocking these. Number 16, eliminate toxic energy. And sometimes that's people, sometimes that's places, sometimes that's habits, sometimes that's things. All of it is energy. All of it is energy, and that energy has to go somewhere. And if it's always around you, guess where it's going to land? Right there. That's right. So guess what? You got to be mindful of that. You got to eliminate that toxic energy. Another one I say is respect yourself. Respect yourself. Respect yourself. What are your thoughts on respect?
Using you, using, any kind of abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, somebody just talking down to you, playing mind games. Get all that out your mind. Get that all out your life, because you'll know if the right person is for you, if they're treating you good, speaking to you well, the communication is open, and you're a product of your environment. Just like with Great Face just said, you're a product of your environment. Don't let people play with your mind. And when they do, you just X them from your life.
You got to.
You're too valuable.
You got to. And this is, we hit these. We hit these. That's number 18. Right after respect yourself, number 18, tough decisions that are in your best interest. That is a gesture of self-love. Making tough decisions, they may not feel good. You may not want to do it. It may be confrontational. It may feel like some conflict. It may seem like you're going to set somebody, make somebody upset, set somebody off. But tough decisions like what you just said, if they're in your best interest, if you love yourself, because we make those tough decisions about what we should do with our children or for our children, you gotta, if it's eliminating some people, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. What do you think about vulnerability? That's one thing that I say. You have to have the place and the space to allow yourself to be vulnerable. What's your thoughts on that?
Right. A lot of people say that I have a wall up, and rightfully so. I think you should have a wall up, because you don't know who is there for you and who's not for you. So you can't be vulnerable. You can't be vulnerable to just any and everything. And somebody just said, just like a job. Yeah, vulnerability and people around you also includes your staff. If your staff is toxic, anybody that's around you, not just your friends, make a change. And when you make a change, it seems like the whole environment gets better.
Yeah.
One person can kind of spoil the whole bunch and take the whole energy of the room, the energy of the business down,
Mm-hmm.
And when you make that one change, you'll see that things just change, and you say vulnerable. I don't consider myself vulnerable, but a lot of people are vulnerable, because these black men, they'll make you vulnerable. You know what I mean? And the big dick ain't worth all the stress. You know what I mean?
Well, see, I think when I'm talking about allow yourself the place in the space, that means set yourself up, have someone that you can be close to. When I say vulnerability, I don't mean being able to be taken advantage of. What I mean vulnerable is some place that you can be yourself. You can talk about the stuff that's hurting you.
Vulnerable around somebody,
yes, you can unleash. You can let your guard down. You can be who you are. You can be yourself. You can shed a tear. You can, because when we can't be vulnerable, we can't allow ourselves to be human. And a lot of times those walls, they become thick and hard and difficult, so much so that we don't allow ourselves to be in a place to process outside of our own heads. And so sometimes being able to be vulnerable is a gateway to really just compassion. Somebody that can speak into your life. Somebody said Dr. Heavenly was going in a whole nother direction. Yes, she was. She was, and she went. Another couple of things that I think are super important is to speak up for yourself, though. So I put that right after being vulnerable, is to also be able to speak up for yourself. And you have to be honest with what those thoughts are. what it is that you feel like you have to say. So many people, I mean, that might not be your thing. You there like, speak up for yourself. Why wouldn't you? But some people really have difficulty just speaking what is truly their personal experience and keeping that stuff internalized. It can mess up your day, your week, your month, your year, and your life in general. Your life in general. Somebody said Heavenly is bored.
See, I'm not bored. I'm actually listening to what you're saying. But I'm not vulnerable around a lot of people. I'm just not, and I do have a guard up, and I do not let many people get to know the real me. And I think that's a good way to be. I think that, you should be surface with a lot of people until they prove. Everybody got an A, but you don't get in my life until you prove yourself to me. So vulnerable, yeah, I'm vulnerable with my husband. And a lot of times we as women, we may seem like a tornado and the shit may not even make sense of why we're vulnerable or the problems or the issues we have. But dude, you're going to listen to them, okay? And if I feel some kind of way about anything, that's our problem, right? It ain't just my problem because I feel some kind of way. That's our problem. And we need to find a solution for it, okay? So it takes a special man to be with me,
Right. You're right. It definitely takes a special person. And that's, not just to be with you, but we all should be able to have someone special. And I think that's the point. So often people have been hurt, have been betrayed, have been let down, have been disappointed by other humans. And we take that on personally. So therefore we don't feel like there's anybody out there that we can have that experience with. And it gets into a lot of negative conversations. So one of the things that I say, number 8, is to heal past hurts and pains. You can't live your lifetime behind things that have hurt, traumatized you and caused you extreme pain, because what happens is we make decisions out of painful places in the past. We don't open ourselves up to be in healthy relationships. Sometimes it's like, well, I can't find anybody. I can't find a good person. I can't find a good friend. If that's your pattern over and over and over again, it may be something that is coming from within. It may be something that's a part of who you are or who you're showing up as. So be willing to heal past hurts and pains, and even forgive yourself for bad decisions, things that you didn't really, that you in the past that you didn't know that you shouldn't have done, all kinds of things. I think healing, forgiveness, all of those are really important principles of self-love. So
I'm just reading these damn comments and these people saying all kind of stuff to me. Listen, what I'm trying to tell you is, listen, a lot of people looking for relationships with people they can be vulnerable with, but sometimes you better off by yourself. A dude will come in and mess your life up. I done seen it too many times, y'all. So wait for the right dude. Don't just be with anybody. Wait for the right dude. Ask God. Get in the church. And damn, sometimes the church have the worst people.
She said
I'm just being honest. So basically, you got to vet these people real good before you allow them in your life. And it takes people about, I'm going to say 6 months to show their real self. So I was keeping surface for the first 6 months. Run a background check from the very beginning. We talk about relationships. What we talk about? Run a background check. I need to see your credit check. Your credit tells you a lot about your character, okay? If your credit fucked up, you probably ain't no good. I'm sorry. Am I hurting somebody? If your credit ain't good and you don't pay your bills, you probably not, your character is in question. Unless you went through something, you know what I mean? Like a death or a divorce or something like that. You can tell a lot about a person by their credit. So vet these dudes out before y'all let them in y'all life. You know what I mean? And get their teeth fixed.
She said, get their teeth fixed.
At the end of the day, get their teeth fixed. Because listen, if they worth it after 6 months, you do not want a nasty smile. You don't want no bad breath or anything like that. Bring them on over to Smile by Dr. Heavenly. We're going to clean them. We're going to irrigate them. And we're going to get them some nice teeth. And we have financing for you, sister. If you're going to get with the man, make sure he look good, he clean. Teeth will do a lot for a brother. I'm telling you, they pretty much can look any kind of way. If you just cut their hair and get their teeth done. I'm just talking. I ain't got nothing to talk about.
Listen, ladies, here's one of the other ones. I'm going to roll with you. Be intentional, though, about who you willing to be with in that way. If you're doing all this self-loving and self-caring and all of these things, then you want to be intentional about the person that you're letting in your life to to invest in. Don't invest in somebody else before you invest in yourself. Now, if you gonna get their teeth fixed, you gonna help them out. Y'all need to be intentional about each other's self-growth. You need to be intentional about each other's.
You said get their teeth done first before they help the man get his teeth.
Yes, take care of yourself.
That makes sense.
I said before, make yourself a priority. And I say this because a lot of people won't. A lot of people, they show love by giving and doing. That's their love language, is to be a giver and a doer for others. So when we
touch me, is that one of the languages? Somebody touching me?
Well, physical touch is one of the if you're going by Gary Chapman's, the 5 love languages. So, but being intentional, I think, with yourself, with your goals, with your dreams. And when guys come into your life, if they don't line up with what you already said, that is an intention for yourself, then you got to make, again, some tough decisions that are in your best interest. Because sometimes, I get it, you might be lonely, you may be tired of being alone, you're tired of spending these holidays by yourself, all of those things. And so when somebody shows some attention, you lose your intentions. So be really mindful of what your intentions are, and don't let anybody derail you from that. Even if it's seemingly Mr. Right, all he needs is a good set of teeth.
And just because you've been with him a long time, if he treats you wrong and he play with your mind and he cheat on you over and over again and lie to you, listen, it's time to go. Ain't no need in, I don't ever tell anybody to leave a relationship, but there's some relationships out there that just should not be. And there's steps to death of a relationship. You know what I mean? And I just read a book, my friend Miss Quad gave me a book about death. And death of a relationship start out in denial. You denying the fact that there's a problem. You in denial, right? Then you get sad about it because you really love them. What love got to do with it, girl? What it got to do with it? Okay, so you're crying and stuff like that. When you start crying in a relationship, that's a fucking red flag that you should not be in that relationship. Then the third step is you get angry, you get mad, you start tearing shit up, breaking shit, you're breaking up your own shit. Don't do that, okay? And then the fourth part is, just like in death, you come to peace with it. And when you come to that fourth step to peace, let that motherfucker go. Let him go. I don't even know what we talk about, boy. What we talk about? 28 ways to do what? I can see 28 something.
To show yourself some self-love, but that's cool, because what you're sharing is the other side of that. It's the love we give out, and not always the love that we either have the capacity or are willing to receive, or demand that we want, and we won't not have that. So one of the things
is normal, but if you crying about a dude all the time, that's a red flag that he's doing something to you wrong, Boopy. You should not be in a relationship crying all the time and upset and confused. God is not a God of confusion, baby. It's very simple. If somebody mean you well, you know it, okay? That's not to say you're not gonna have problems, because everybody make mistakes, baby. But you got to have that open communication. And the main thing you got to do is have that respect for one another. Once y'all lose that respect, when we start saying any kind of shit in public and with other people, that respect is hard to get back. And my whole thing is, listen, if you care about somebody, show them today. All this playing games and stuff like that, no. Let them know that you love them and show them. But he got to show me too. And I don't know no other way to show nobody that you love them other than paying your bills. You can say anything, you know what I mean? About the way they treat you, they spending time with you, paying your bills. That's it.
Well, one thing that you mentioned, one of the things that you mentioned, and it's number 25 here, is practicing reciprocity. So I think that's part of what you're saying is you can't always be the giver. You can't always be the giver, and when you're set up with a taker, because that person is only available to receive what you're putting out. The reciprocity is not there. It certainly isn't there in a way that makes you feel important, makes you feel valued, make you feel like a priority. So when you lose reciprocity, when you lose that give and take, that enjoyment, that tango, relationships require that. Good, thriving, healthy relationships require that. Even if you naturally refer to yourself as a giver, people will say that because it sounds noble. It sounds, I'm just a giver. But anybody that's to the extent that you're giving out in one way or another, you should have the capacity to receive, and that should be happening in a love relationship as well as with yourself. So it don't always be judgmental of yourself. What good things can you say about yourself?
Yeah,
what,
and a lot of people say things, and I think they're being facetious when they say it about paying the bills and stuff like that. But a man should pay the bills, and there's some truth to listen. If you ain't got no money, you don't get no coochie because you don't deserve it. You don't work hard enough to get what you need. You don't deserve it. I mean, Cardi B got something on there. Whoever sing that song, you don't deserve it. As a man, you gotta work. A man, you gotta be a provider. I don't know what y'all going with these androgynous relationships with the men and the women are the same and all of that. I don't agree with none of that. The woman should be the woman, and y'all get. And this is what tear up relationships, right? Y'all doctors like you, doctor, y'all had these kids, right? And then y'all say, well, you know what? This is what's gonna cause some controversy. This is what you get viewers, Jada.
I'm listening.
Listen, y'all feel like the man should be taking care of these damn kids. No. That's your job. He can help you.
Wait a minute
now.
Don't
They kids with these men, they not nurturers like we are. Now, when they get grown up and they 5 and 7, that might be okay. But these little babies, they don't want to take care of them damn little babies. And if you make them take care of them, they're going to resent your ass. You better at doing it. Let them go out and work and get some money because it's going to be some damn problems. And if y'all think I'm lying, I ain't lying. Because y'all can say, oh, my man, no. He the man. He need to take care of these kids too. No. Go out there and pay the rent. Let me take care of the kids because these people don't want to pay. They don't want to take care of no damn kids. Do not leave your kids for your career and let this man take care of because he don't want to do this shit and he gonna half-ass do it, okay?
What if it's the father? What if it's the daddy though? Are they babysitters or what? Are they parenting?
I'm talking about the daddy. I'm talking about
the husband. So your husband should not be caring for the kids. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying they can care for them, but that's your damn job, Dr. Jada. Just because you went to school a long time and you feel like you gonna go after all of this stuff out there, you still a wife and a mother first, and you take care of them damn kids, okay?
I'm gonna take care of my kids, and I'm gonna take care of myself too.
So take care of yourself first, but listen, let that man do what he need to do, but don't throw them damn kids on that man because he don't want it.
Well, I think that this is again showing reciprocity, and that's being intentional and knowing what you want in a man and allowing that man to show both sides because it's really interesting. I feel like a lot of times this is where women can get derailed. They believe that they're the only person that can care for the kids. They're the only person that can take the kids back and forth. They're the only.
Care for my kids better than me. Nobody.
Well, it's not that it's not a competition. It's not really a competition. It's a matter of allowing yourself some space and grace. Allowing yourself some space and grace. And it's also allowing the children to see reciprocity in a relationship. Now, that's what I say. One of our guests said something about your heart, mind, and poo nanny must line up, honey. So, Tracy, you were saying that your heart, mind, and poo nanny must line up. So I guess that would probably.
If the dude ain't even treating you right and he ain't help you pay the bills and he ain't treating you right, talking to you good, you don't even want to do it with him at all. Sex is very important in a relationship. I'm a Scorpio. It's very important. But if you're not getting what you want mentally, you can't get what he wants physically. You can't. And it all go hand in hand.
And I'm gonna tell you, all of these things you say, be it to yourself first. Be it to yourself first. And you bring up a good point too, is trusting your instincts and your intuition.
Say, how you gonna come in here and change the topic of this woman's life? That's what I do.
She off on a tangent, but we're gonna keep it there. Trusting your instincts and your intuition. And that's another thing that I think we can lose sight on. And people who are people pleasers and get into that space of always trying to make somebody else happy, lose your instincts and your intuition. And that's a gift, Tracy, right? That's a gift. That's a feminine gift to be able to work with your with your instincts and your intuitions being a gateway and a pathway to not only success in your profession, but also personal success as well. Investing in yourself, not always things are good, but
let's stop at the intuitions,
okay? Yeah, let's go there.
Because y'all knew that dude was sorry when you met him. We have a power of discernment over us that is unreal. We don't even understand. Men can't understand how we know what we know when we know it, right? So So when that red flag go up and you just ignore it, you just inviting shit to your life. You know what I mean? You inviting some problems to your life if you ignore that intuition, okay? You got to know that that's the right person. And ain't nothing. Listen, don't listen to me because everybody relationship different. Do what's right for you and you be happy. But if you ain't damn happy and you telling everybody you ain't happy, bitch, I'm gonna tell you, listen. Stop talking about your relationship, bad mouthing that. At that point, you need to uplift that man with the words if you gonna stay with him, okay? Don't bad mouth that damn man no more. Don't do that, okay? Because I ain't got time for it, and I'm gonna be with my man regardless. So I don't care what happens.
And so what she's saying is eliminate the toxic energy. That was number 16. We keep finding our way back there.
They go just date, girl. That's my girl.
Listen. Oh, right. So if you are not able to get what you need in that relationship, there is no reciprocity. You're not being uplifted. You're not elevated. You always got to be the one uplifting. You always got to be the one rah, cheerleading. A confident man doesn't need you to cheerlead. It's a benefit. It's a bonus. It's you supporting, being supportive. But a confident man should not require you everything they do. Oh, they wash the dish. You cheerleading. So be able to.
They ain't washing no dishes. That ain't no cheer. I'm going to get. You know, everybody give a little thing. That man don't clean up nothing. In fact, I don't want him to cook because all he do is make a mess. But I'm going to talk like Just Date Girl. Just Date Girl going to tell you, listen, you ain't going to find everything you want in one man, right? So if you just dating, you might as well date 3 or 4 of them and get a total package. Ain't that right, Just Date Girl? Ain't that right, Stacey J? Date more than one man. They doing it.
Now see, what you got to do to date these 4 and 5 and 10 people?
And it ain't none of their damn business that you dating 4 or 5 men. So you shouldn't even tell them. That ain't none of their business.
Girl, listen. Let's get back to loving yourself because that sounds like a lot of work. That sounds like a lot of work when you got to date all these various and sundry people. Now, if that's what you want to do.
I need to go out and work and get the bacon. I don't need my man cooking. Okay, I don't want him cooking. I don't want him doing nothing that I feel like he need to do what he need to do. He need to mow the lawn. Okay. He need to make sure them dogs is fed, okay? He need to make sure that pool is clean and the tennis court is pressure washed. He need to do that part. And if he can't do it, he better make enough money, damn it, to hire some damn body. Because I'm going to make sure he eat every night. I'm going to make sure he got something to eat. I'm going to make sure the house is clean and in order. I'm going to do my job as a woman. And it's a icing on the cake for me to make money, boo. Because I ain't got to do it, okay? So you got you a good damn woman, and you better recognize that, okay? Mm-hmm. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I do it all, okay? I got a good job. I make sure my man's satisfied. You know what I mean? And I might not cook the food, damn it, but that motherfucker eating.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
He gonna eat it. All of it. Whatever I put in front of him, he gonna eat it.
Well,
what
hey,
talking about, Jade? I'm just playing.
Hey, as long as y'all got it worked out and it's not draining you, it's not got you avoiding coming to your house every night.
They don't be a whore. What defines a whore? Because a whore is defined by getting paid, but I feel like it might be better to get paid than not get paid if you're gonna do it.
Somebody said young women should date several men, not be sexually actively with, right, but date. I believe sisters get serious way quicker than our counterparts. Somebody said that on Facebook.
That's true. Now that's true. I think that we should date. We should experience a lot of different people. And like you say, dating don't mean have sex. Because I'm real funny about that. I don't like people entering me no kind of way. I don't like people kissing me. Kissing is very intimate. I could take. Well, I only really been with one man, so I can't really go there with you. But you can't get in my mouth. You know why? No parts you can get in my mouth. You know why? Because there's so much damn bacteria there. Ain't no way in hell I'm kissing nobody. How we get here?
You went off on a tangent, but that's okay. I'm gonna bring it to the point. The thing, I think that the message is young women be willing to not settle, because I think that's what I heard you say, Dr. Lisa. And if I knew how I could get us on live here.
It's hard out there. It ain't that many men, Lisa, Jada. That's what they saying. It ain't that many men.
Well, I guess it depends on what your intentions are. Again, being intentional, if you want it, and what your needs are, and what really speaks to your ultimate goals. And that's different from settling with the fact that it's not many men. Because you know what? You don't need many men. All you need is one. If you,
it's easy for you to say, doctor, because you've been with your man 30 years. You got to think about the people out there now. It's real hard for them. Listen, my man just walked in. I got to go, okay? I ain't just playing with y'all. Look, say hello, Daddy. Live. They live.
Getting that. Absolutely. Do what you feel is best with you. Use your instincts and intuition when you need to back off. Hey, Damon.
Hello to you. Say hello. Hey.
Use your instincts and intuition on when it's time to back off. And all I say is don't be so into somebody else that you lose yourself. Don't be so into.
I'm in on that. I hate that I interrupted your live, and I'm gonna just back out gracefully. But hopefully, y'all follow Dr. Jada. That's my personal life coach, y'all. Y'all gonna be seeing a whole lot of her. Just say, girl, it's always good to see you, Stacey J.
Always good to see you too.
Continue your 28 steps. I think you're on step number 11. Okay.
All right, darling. Good to see you. Tell Daddy I said hey. Bye bye. Y'all, that was funny, right? That was funny and fun. I'm going to give you all 28 and we're going to get out of here. So y'all get ready. I love it. Somebody said when I was younger, I did have many fine black men. I had another source of young energy too. All right. Definitely. Somebody said that on Facebook. Listen, all I'm saying is this. She made excellent points on what you're doing in relationships, what you're doing when you're dating, what you're doing when you're married. Some people in marriages don't just let the clock run on these marriages just because you got these relationships. Don't mean that you have to settle even in a marriage. Even if you've been in a marriage 10 years, 15, 20, relationship 30 years. If you are not fulfilled, don't stop there. Don't stop with the time frame. Think about the quality of this relationship and how are y'all building a strong foundation and something that's good and something that's exciting and something that's fulfilling the entire time of your relationship. So I'm going to run through these real quick. Feed your body healthy, nourishing, energizing, and high-functioning foods. Move your body every day as a gesture of love, kindness, and value. Spend quiet time with yourself alone to recharge. Speak to yourself with kindness and respect. Ditch all that negative self-talk. Examine what's working really well in your personal life and then make room for more of that. Take an inventory on the flip side. Take an inventory of the stuff that's not working well in your life. Look at your personal life and what is not working well. If it is not working well, I'd say eliminate it. If you can't eliminate it right away, okay, fine. Create a plan for eliminating the things that are not working in your life. You don't have the energy for that. You don't have the time for that. When you spend, you know what? Negative energy take triple what positive energy. You have to multiply that over and over and over. And we don't have the bandwidth for that. I want you to make sure that the places that you spend the most time, whether that's your office, your bedroom, your living room, wherever it is, make sure that those places are uplifting and satisfying. Don't let them be cluttered and junky and, bringing you down every time you walk in your house. Your mood change, your energy dip. Don't do that to yourself. You gotta be able to fortify yourself and build yourself up. So make sure the places you spend the most time are uplifting. Be mindful of who's in your inner circle. Keep it small and keep it positive. Heal past hurts and pains. Get with a coach. Get with a therapist. Get with somebody that can help you heal those past hurts and pains because they will follow you. Time does not, people say time heals all things. Time will make you forget. Time will blur your memory, but it does not heal. You got to heal past hurts and pains, and that requires you to be intentional. Forgiving yourself, things that you may have done or didn't do, things that you wanted to accomplish, achieve, and you didn't. Reconcile that stuff. Forgive yourself. Forgiveness is a gift to you, even as you, number 11, forgive others. Number 12, pray for yourself. Pray for yourself. Pray for yourself. While you're sending up prayers for other people, pray for yourself. Believe in yourself. That is a function of self-love, believing in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself right now, that's okay. Start to get into the position. Maybe it's the people, maybe it's the therapist, maybe it's healing, maybe it's forgiveness, maybe it's recharging, maybe it's releasing some past hurts and pain. Whatever those things are, maybe it's taking an inventory to just celebrate yourself so that you begin to believe in yourself. It's so important for you to believe in yourself. Number 14, self-love. 14, meditate for clarity, for guidance, and for truth. So often we keep throwing things against the wall to see what's going to stick. We keep, trying to please people, trying to work ourselves, grind and hustle. And sometimes that does not deliver. You start to wonder, is it for me or not? Maybe I'm on the wrong path. Maybe I'm not headed in the right direction. And sometimes you just need to really ask for guidance. How do I get to this? In fact, how can I attract this that I desire? How can I magnetize this? How can I stop fighting for everything that I get? Why is it I gotta, beat myself down? I gotta work extra hard. Sometimes we need to take that feminine energy, that intuition, take that instinct and use it to get clarity for ourselves and attract what we need. You know what else will happen when you're meditating like that? You know what else will happen is you start to let go of some stuff that wasn't even for you in the first place. Some of these goals and these dreams and these plans we have, those are other people's plans. Those are other people's ideals for us. That's what other people telling us you should have done, you should do, you ought to have been. By now you should be X, Y, and Z. That's negative stuff. If it's making you feel negative and not believing in yourself, you need to trade that out. So sometimes we'll get into meditation and ask for clarity, guidance, and truth. And you'll be like, you know what? I didn't even want that kind of job. I really wanted to do this. You'll start to really be able to understand what's for you, because it's time out for performing. It's time out for living under other people's dreams for us. It's time out for staying in a box that's too small and it never was for us. So we got to continue to ask for guidance, ask for guidance, ask for guidance. Number 15, be your own best friend. Be your own best friend. Cheer for yourself. Be with yourself. Understand yourself. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Allow yourself to uplift you. Allow yourself to spend quality time with you. Be your own best friend. That's love. And if there are things that you cannot do for yourself, you need to evaluate that. Why is that missing? What is it that I need to do to put into my life experience so that these are things that I can celebrate for myself? So be your own best friend. Number 16, eliminate toxic energy. We already said that. That's people, places, things, experiences, environments, emotions. Eliminate toxic energy at all costs. You got to let that toxic energy go. Respect yourself. That means saying no and let your no be your no. Sometimes it's respecting yourself enough to let go of something or somebody. Sometimes it's respecting yourself enough to check your own self. Sometimes you have to check your own self. And that means sometimes we have to make tough decisions. Tough decisions. These decisions don't feel comfortable. They don't feel good. They feel hard. They don't feel easy for us. But these tough decisions, we have to make that when they are in our best interest. The next one, number 19, be your first priority. Stop always putting everybody and everything above yourself. You can't work out because somebody got to be dropped off for work. You can't eat healthy because somebody else wanted this, that, or the other. You got to start making yourself your first priority. You got to do that. And I say start by spending some time with yourself in the morning. Number 20, allow yourself to be vulnerable. I know we got vulnerable mixed up with a doormat, and that is not what I mean. Let's clear that up right now. I am not saying vulnerability means let somebody walk all over you. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you got to be with somebody that you could be yourself. that you can be authentic, that you can say, I'm hurting right now, that you can say, I'm disappointed right now, that you can say, I'm sad right now, that you can say, I'm depressed right now, that you can say, I'm angry right now, that you can say, I'm frustrated right now, that you can say, I feel like giving up right now. I feel like throwing in the towel right now. Even if you got everything going on for yourself and you feel these feelings, you got to have somebody that you could be vulnerable with, because, sweetheart, you are human. You are human. We have taken this superwoman thing literally. Literally, we are human. You have human emotions. I don't care how successful your business is. I don't care how long you've been married. I don't care how long if you close to retirement, it doesn't matter. All of us get in spaces and places where we just need to be vulnerable, to lay out in the floor, kick our feet, have a tantrum, and have somebody to say, baby, you still good, honey. Lay out in the floor. Cry your eyes out, mess up your lashes, do whatever, sweat your hair out. It don't matter. Be yourself. Do you, boo. We got to have some place to release. All of this keeping stuff in this imposter syndrome of trying to pretend with somebody out there on the outside, and you haven't convinced yourself enough that that's who you are on the inside. Y'all, we got to cut that out. You got to find some place to be vulnerable, even if that means hiring a coach, hiring a therapist, getting with somebody. You got to get in the place, in the space where you can let go of Superwoman. You can let down your cape. You can put it in the dry cleaners for a little while. Let somebody fix it up. Get it right before you put it back on, while you are yet releasing and fortifying yourself. So I just gave you number 28. Hire a coach or a therapist. Invest in yourself, not just things. Not just things. A nice bag is nice to have. Some nice shoes. It's nice to have. Some nice smell goods, body butters, nails. All those things are nice to have. Those things, that's a spend. And I'm gonna do a whole nother live on how we financially create wellness and wealth for ourselves. But there's a difference between investing and spending. Those things are nice. They make you feel good. I get that. Those are temporary investments in yourself. It means that there is something else that's going to come out of that. There's a return on that investment. Trust your instincts and your intuition. Practice reciprocity. If you can give, you can receive. If you can help somebody else, then you can be helped. Okay? If you can show up for somebody else, then somebody can show up for you. Okay? If you can do for somebody else, let somebody do for you. Practice reciprocity with yourself. We gotta let go of, I'm the only one who can help, give, supply, be there for. We gotta let that go. That's not really allowing yourself to be supportive, which is the next thing. Be supported. Allow yourself to be supportive and to support yourself. If there are things that are missing, stop running yourself ragged. I was talking with a client the other day. She's driving here and there. She's working 16 hours a day. She's trying to do all these things. Dr. Heavenly already said sometimes you got to outsource that. If that brings support to you so that you can make yourself your first priority, then let somebody else help you with that. Let somebody else help you with that. The other thing is to show gratitude daily. Nothing builds you up more than you showing gratitude. Sometimes, you know what I do? I'll just have a day where I declare from the morning to the night when I lay my head, I am not going to complain. Every time I think, and y'all, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Every time you think about it, just show gratitude. Oh, look at the traffic. Thank you, God, I got a car. Oh, look at the time. Thank you, God, you woke me up this morning. Oh, I got bills. Thank you, God, that I still got a house and a roof over my head. We got to start showing gratitude. We got to start showing gratitude, because if you don't, things are going to spiral. You'll end up in a negative place before you know it. So show yourself gratitude daily. Be intentional. Speak up for yourself. Allow yourself to be vulnerable. We did it, y'all. 28 ways to show yourself love. I tell you, we have done it tonight. Facebook, I appreciate y'all. I wish we could have had it where everybody could hear everything. But y'all, we have done this tonight. 28 ways to show yourself some real love. think about some Mary J. Blige there. How can you show yourself some real love? This is different from self-care. These are love principles. So think about how you can love somebody else hard. Love yourself harder. That's what you got to do. So thank y'all tonight for joining me. You know me. I'm Dr. Jada, your weight loss and wellness expert, physician, coach, speaker, author, and entrepreneur. I help high achieving and results driven women not only weigh less, but further your success through my medical weight loss and wellness center, my signature coaching platform, Unstruggle Your Weight Loss, Girl Get Ready, and my online content, and of course, my book, which is available on www.girlgetreadybook.com, www.girlgetreadybook.com. It's Girl Get Ready to Lose the Damn Weight. So listen, we're closing out February, Black History, Heart Health, and Love Month. We are closing it out with 28 ways to show yourself some real self-love. Well, you know me. If I end tonight, I got to end it with the usual. If you haven't heard it enough, if you haven't heard it at all, and if you can stand to hear it just one more time tonight, just know, y'all, I'm here because I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'll see you next Thursday, Girl Talk Live, 7 o'clock. And we just might have another guest. We want to give it up for Dr. Heavenly, though. Thank y'all. And remember to follow here. Follow me at DRJADAMD, Dr. JMD. I will be doing this every Thursday at 7 o'clock on Instagram and Facebook. All right, y'all. Good night. Go take care of yourself. Show yourself some real love tonight.